Longmeadow.
Hello, welcome to Gardeners World Live. Now, every year, here in the middle of Birmingham, this unlikely location is transformed into a wonderful horticultural experience filled with gardens and stalls and some of the best collection of plants you'll ever see, I think.
I think so. And some of the best collection of people and gardeners. I love coming here because it's our show and we get to chat with all these amazing people, growers, visitors, and it's like being at the allotment, sharing ideas. Like, what are you growing? What are you buying, you know?
I can guarantee you will go away richer in experience and in plants and in life.
Well, Adam, Sue and Arit are all off exploring the show at the moment.
And here is a small taste of what is to come. Birmingham is our second city, and it's known as the city of 1,000 trades, although actually around a quarter of it is green space. And there are thousands and thousands of gardeners putting that inbuilt industriousness to good use.
I just love the atmosphere, I love how friendly everyone is, and I love how much inspiration I get from my own garden.
The most respected growers return year on year, filling the floral marquee with wonderful displays.
We've been going to Gardeners World Live since 1992 when it first started, 34 years ago.
The key thing that really drives us is the enthusiasm of the people who are coming to visit.
The show also offers an opportunity for less experienced gardeners to tap into the wealth of knowledge at the event.
See you at Gardeners World Live.
It holds the largest international orchid show in the UK, with people travelling thousands of miles to display their treasures.
I come from Taiwan to show my orchid here.
The thing I love about Gardeners World Live is the camaraderie and also the incredible friendships that really do last a lifetime.
And the gardens here can tell a beautiful story, told by some of the most celebrated designers in the industry, as well as those who you may not expect.
I think that when people come, they'll learn perhaps a bit more about evolution than they knew before. And to be working with somebody like David Stevens, who's such an incredible garden designer.
This is special. This is something different. I don't think a garden like this has ever been done, certainly at a garden show before.
Gardeners World Live is a show for the gardening community to come together to share their stories, passion and advice. It is a show for everyone.
We've arrived. We're in the floral market. Can you smell it? Can you see what's going on?
It's a sea of temptation, isn't it? And I've got so much I want to see, and I think I might even buy some stuff.
Not think, you will.
I know.
I just had to stop at the pelargonium stand. I absolutely adore them at this time of year. There's such a variety. It's the scented pelargoniums that I really love. There's a fragrance for everybody, really easy to care for. They love the sunshine, free draining soil, water once or twice a week, and you have a display all summer long.
I grow lots of babascum in my garden, but they're the everyday yellow variety, and this one is absolutely beautiful. It has these lovely creamy white flowers with this lilac centre. Now it is going to grow to 5 foot, so it's going to give you its statuesque presence. And when the central stem has finished flowering, you cut that back, and then the side shoots below will shoot up, and you'll have lots of flowers through the summer and look absolutely fabulous in the garden.
I'm looking for some things for my front garden at the moment. Ideally stuff that will stay green throughout the year.
Do you get a lot of sun?
Yeah, I do get a good amount of sun, yeah.
What about bringing in something like a fruit tree? You get your blossom in the springtime, then you get your fruit coming in late summer.
Then you get to eat it.
And you get to eat it as well.
Bonus.
Happy days.
I'm looking for a new hydrangea, and I'm drawn to this one. It's very beautiful and very striking, but I think it might just be a little bit too bold for me. But I can see one over here, which is still pink and still two-tone, but a little bit more subtle. It's also called confetti, and I'm making confetti because I've got a family wedding. So I think this one is saying, buy me. So I think I will. Off I go. Thank you very much.
My eye is rested on this mallow, this Malva red rum. It's really wonderful. Flowering shrub, which can often get overlooked when looking at all the wonderful perennials. Can go in sun or part shade, can deal with either moist or drier conditions, and is flowering all the way through from June to October. So I have to say, this one might be coming home.
Hello, Arit. I bought a bit of a biggie.
Just a bit, Sue. Look at this.
I know, it's quite heavy. Would you mind carrying it for me?
No, it's fine.
Because I'd like to go and buy some more.
What you like.
I've lost count of how many years I've been coming to this show. But the first place I have to head to is the show gardens. This is the artist's garden. It's been created by the students of Derby College. The college has been coming here for over 25 years. And you walk into this space and straight away I'm smiling because it feels something. It carries an atmosphere. Its layout, really simple, breaks into 3 spaces. At the back there you've got the veggies, put some roses to cut, take in the house. And then you've got this sort of wilder area. It's got the medlar and the apple at each end. And then you come through this sort of arbour and you pause. I've arrived in a cottage garden. But the word artist comes back because as you look closer, there's all these sort of oddities that have been created by the human hand. It's lovely. I like the way I can feel the path under my feet. It sort of slows the movement. And then these mosaics create like little pause points. Everything's interplanted, my geraniums with my digitalis, with my roses. It's a joy. I feel like I've just left old England and maybe arrived in the Caribbean. Wow. Straight away, what catches your eye has got to be the boldness of colour. You've got this wrap of pink, big sort of chunky arches, and then the black as the backdrop. But then the seating is in the middle. And then when it comes to the planting, it's all about the green. So you've got the tree ferns, the fatsias, bananas, cannas, which all rely on shape, form, finish, texture. And then just a little scatter of pinks, oranges over the top. Things like the dahlias, little pops that ties back in with ease. It really does take you to another place.
Gardeners World Live hosts the UK's largest international orchid show, and it's such an impressive thing to see when you're here. And one orchid you may not have grown before is the Disa orchids. Now they're native to Table Mountain in South Africa, which means they can cope with slightly cooler conditions. They're very beautiful orchids with these incredibly large flowers. Now the reason that they have evolved to have these flowers is to mimic the flowers around them, to draw in the butterflies that come and pollinate them. Sneaky things, aren't they? Orchids as a family are one of the most diverse and successful species in evolutionary terms, and they date back to about 90 million years ago. So well worth celebrating. Now, every year a designer is asked to create the headline garden here at Gardeners World Live, and this year that honour has been bestowed upon somebody that you may not associate with gardening, Professor Alice Roberts. Now, last week we caught up with her and garden design guru, Professor David Stevens, here at Birmingham University's Winterbourne Gardens, just as things were starting to get very real.
I think gardens are a great leveller. Whatever style of garden it is, however complex or simple it may be, a garden draws people together. I do think architecturally, and the most important thing in any garden is not the plants. The plants come later. It's the spaces that count. A well-designed garden should actually reflect character, and every garden will be different. Paper's cheap. And you can sketch and you can draw things out, and if it's not quite right, you can change that now and we'll try another way. But it's that initial sketch and just getting the proportions right. Somebody said to me many years ago, what looks right is right, and that's probably the most important thing. My name's David Stevens, and I'm a trained landscape architect and a garden designer. Well, Gardeners World Live's a great show. I was there right at the beginning, and I opened the show with my old friend Jeff Hamilton, who sadly passed on now.
Today it's the turn of the urban gardener. We're right over Sutton Coldfield.
And I gave Adam Frost his first gold medal there. I was actually judging at the time, and he was chuffed to bits, bless him. I'm a great believer in making things look as natural as possible, and I think that's where a lot of the inspiration comes in. They must look real. I mean, I think the one thing about the garden we're creating this year with Alice Roberts, it's not a pretty garden, it's a landscape. And so it's a little bit roughed up. I mean, if you're looking 200 million years ago, it wasn't going to be a perfectly mown lawn.
I love gardening. I enjoy immersing myself in nature in all sorts of different ways, but I get that same kind of feeling of just being in nature when I'm in my own garden. I've explored lots of different ways of communicating evolution to the public, and it's tricky because it's such a big thing. I mean, it requires us to think about millions of years, because in order for the changes to have happened that bring us to the point we are at today with all the diversity we see, that's taken a long time.
Alice actually came up with the idea there's basically 13 separate stages which trace the evolution of plants from the Cambrian, which is really right at the beginning with rock and water, through the Devonian, into the Carboniferous, and moving on through the great extinctions. It's a journey through time.
We're all part of the same tree of life. You know, at some point I had a common ancestor with this chap here, and all these other beautiful tropical plants. I mean, it's quite incredible to think of that there was a single origin for life on Earth, and that includes all the animals, all the plants, all the fungi, all the single-celled creatures that are still around us as well. I wanted to try and describe that journey and show how plants have evolved over time. But I think the idea that things start small, the first thing that people will see in the garden are mosses starting to colonise the land. So I'm just looking at this area here in the orchid house at Winterbourne Gardens, and this is what I'm hoping the beginning part of the garden is going to look like. So it's the start of the story of life on Earth. And we've got rocks, and I think that's a liverwort just there. I think I'm going to have to ask David, he's the expert. And these are very similar to the earliest plants that would have started to colonise the land, going back 500 million years ago, even earlier. And it's almost like it has just crept out of the ocean.
We're in Jurassic Park, aren't we, really? I mean, these plants have been around literally for millions and millions of years, and it's the shape of them. What turns me on is these wonderful arching shapes. Again, pure geometry, one against another. Some are tall, some are lower, but they're actually pretty vicious as well. So animals in those days would have had a pretty tough job eating any of these. All of these will be coming up to Gardeners World Live in the whole collection. Alice Roberts is just simply excited about it. I mean, it's her conception and her idea, and then to see it come alive, which it literally is with all these plants that are bursting into life, absolutely wonderful. And I think the main thing is excitement is what drives any good design. It's getting involved, it's getting wound up about it, it's worrying about it, all of those things together. In 2.5 weeks, we will have created something that was 450 million years old. It's not bad, is it? I mean, I have done a lot of show gardens, but it's always a buzz, each one, you know what I mean? So, and they're all different. And this is a big so-and-so. I mean, the thing is, everyone says, oh, the designer, but it's a team that's important. But they're a great crew. I've worked with them before, they're a great crew.
So this is the actual entrance?
This is the mine shaft. It takes you from the present day into 450 million years ago, which was your idea.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're arriving
in the Cambrian.
In the Cambrian.
Yep. So
things
this
are
is
starting to happen. Plants are coming out onto the land. Animals aren't yet.
I do have some trilobites.
Do you?
That's a made 70.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Are they going to be in there?
Well, they can be anywhere.
It's really great to see this all coming together, and we've got these quite mature trees, including, this is the one I was really excited about, the ginkgo, which is such an ancient species. I mean, we find fossils of ginkgos going back millions of years. So, yeah, that has been brought in. What's astonishing is that by the time people come here next week, this garden's going to look like it's been here, not forever, but for a long time, and it's really bedded in. It's only a week to go.
I think the big picture is just realising what's happened over that period of time in 450 million years, and we're only just a fraction of that, almost a few seconds at the end of the hour clock. And then we're looking forward into the future because we don't know what's going to happen then. And that's the excitement and the beauty of taking a trip over 450 million years. And I think at the end of the day, what we've created is something very special.
It sounds like a fascinating garden, and later on in the programme we will see how Alice has got on in building it. Now, plants are incredible things. Over these millions of years of evolution, they have perfectly adapted themselves to whatever environment they naturally occur in, and we as gardeners can exploit all of those adaptations if we just plant them in the right places. Now, this is a beautiful plant which has adapted itself to very dry conditions, which we are having increasingly regularly, long periods of drought. So in a dry garden or a gravel garden, this would be perfect. It is called Dianthus carthusianorum, and it fills this lovely level of colour in a very similar way to something like a Verbena bonariensis, but much lower down, so it's mingling with all the Achillea and the Stipa here in a very beautiful way. It's so easy to grow, and if you have a dry, hot space, this will really perform well for you. Seed itself everywhere. And if you want to propagate it, I've actually got one here. It's very, very easy to do with a basil cutting. So all you need to do is choose one of these non-flowering little stems and pull it out as near to the base as you can, and you should get some roots off with it. There we go. So it may not look like much, but this is actually a little tiny root. So I'd put that into some very gritty compost, give it a water, and then it will very quickly colonise a pot so you can grow some successfully yourself and then share them with all your friends and neighbours.
So, Sue, how many years ago did you do one of these beautiful borders?
3 years ago.
Was it?
It seems like yesterday now I'm here.
They always seem to be where new designers, people that are not that far into their career, or I just want to have a go. They're great for that, aren't they?
Yeah, because they're not too big. It really is a great opportunity.
And full of ideas.
Full of ideas, and I want to go and check out the ideas because I always take something home from here.
Good, well, let's crack on.
See you later.
Yeah. This caught my eye. Look at that Anderson shelter. I do love anything that invokes memory. And this is clever, the way that the nasturtiums are grown on the bank, so you could go in, pick the flowers, leaves, eat them, and the veggies along the bottom. Actually, what's lovely as well is the planting. You start there with the ferns, it's calm, and then the grasses, a little bit of movement, and it feels like you've sort of arrived at the seaside.
This really is a beautiful bit of planting, and not only does it look good, but it smells wonderful too. And the planting colours, the whites, the blues, the silvers, it's all incredibly calming. So much so that I'm having great difficulty resisting getting into that hammock.
This is great. Got a real sort of Dingley Dell feel about it. Whimsical, I think, is the word. Look at all the flower shapes and grasses popping up through. Somebody said I'm in there, apparently. I'm not so sure. But do us a favour. Can you see Monty in there?
Ellen, this is your first garden. Have you enjoyed the experience?
Yeah, it's been amazing. It's been a lot of work, definitely a challenge, but yeah, I'm really glad to have done it.
Have you done it all yourself?
Yeah, so I've grown quite a lot of the plants on myself in my back garden, which has been, hard work.
Yeah, it's very hard to get the timing right when you've got no greenhouse and things.
Yeah, exactly.
So what's been your standout highlight of the process?
I mean, it's cliche, but it's definitely all the other people who have show borders around here, like being inspired by what they've done and seeing all the hard work that they've put in, and all the people that have helped me. I'm so grateful for all the help that I've had along the way.
Well, well done.
Thank you very
wonderful.
much. Thank you.
What I really like about those borders is a chance for young, exciting talent to show what they can do at a show like this. But we are now going to visit a couple who don't need to be shown anything at all, because they have been showing at Gardeners World Live since its inception. That's over 30 years. And they have won an unbelievable 100 RHS gold medals in their time. And we went to visit them in their Hampshire nursery as they prepared for this year's show.
Plants have always been in my life. I've always loved whatever there is growing around in nature. I was a nosy child as a youngster and just be looking over walls and hedges to see what people have got in their gardens. And it's an amazing way to learn and understand.
What I love about plants is that I met Rosie, and she is a plants woman, and she started introducing me to many different plants all around.
Go on, you start.
You start. You're the boss. You're the plants person.
I'm Rosie Hardy.
And I'm Rob Hardy, and this is our nursery here in North Hampshire.
My passion is the plants. I love seeing plants. I like finding new plants. I like finding old varieties that are still really great varieties to grow. And Rob just enjoys going out and encouraging people to put them in their gardens. And I think that's your love of it.
It is, and make sure it's right plant, right place.
In a lot of people's gardens, there will be what I like to call anchor plants, and that will be probably 3 key plants which are something that you can collect some of the same so that you can utilise them in different areas. You've got some really good old varieties within there, you might have some good newer varieties. But there's nothing wrong with the old varieties. They stand the test of time. You know, they have grown in gardens 200 years ago. They're still growing and being reliable now. There are some key anchor plants that I would always suggest to people to put in their garden, and this is one of them. This is the hardy geranium. Now, this beautiful blue one behind me here, which is quite a tall variety for the middle of the border, is Geranium Orion, and it is a great form. It's got a lovely big open leaf. This one's going to be quite tall. It's going to get up to 75 centimetres and make a patch probably around about 60 centimetres as well. That will go sun to part shade. Whereas if you want something for full sun, there is this beautiful, lovely pink one here, and this is called Sirac. Large pink flowers with these amazing veins that go down. This has got a different leaf. It's slightly more solid, it's hairy. So once you have a hairy leaf, you know it will go in a sunny position, free of draining soil. Then how about a hardy geranium that will go in full shade? So this one is Geranium nodosum claustocoudrae. Still got that lovely veining, a little bit of a white edge to it. The leaves are solid as well, and they're also glossy, just different from other forms. Just a fabulous family for you to be able to use in the garden.
Two penstemons right in front of me here, Roundway Snowflake and Catherine de la Mare. These are the fine leaf forms which become more shrubby, and they will flower from midsummer, sort of June time, right the way through till October. Just keep deadheading them. Each stem, when it's gone over, cut back, you'll get more flowers coming through. But from the end of September, do not touch them. Leave all the growth over winter, and that will protect the base against the frost. From about early April, you'll see the new growth coming up from the base, then you cut the old growth off, come back to the new growth, you get twice as many stems, twice as many flowers.
The one thing that's very interesting now within our propagation is that we have decided to move away from really old-fashioned usage of vermiculite. It's a stone, it has to be heated up, there's a lot of waste and fossil fuels get used in making this product, and also from perlite, which is this product. And this gets heated up to huge temperatures, again, using a lot of fossil fuels, using a lot of water, just not a sustainable product nowadays to use. Now, a lot of gardeners will know these products, they've been brought up with them, and vermiculite used to be used by us for covering seed for germination, covering root cuttings, and anything else. But you've got this mould in here, it's wet, it's soggy. You will get a lot of damping off your seedlings if you're going to carry on using vermiculite as a product. So we have started to use an alternative sustainable product, cork. Now this is our 4 to 5 mil cork, and this is really, really good. You can see it's all angular, slightly different shapes and sizes, lightweight, but you can see it's letting light through and it's allowing water to get through onto your compost. When you start using the cork, you can see how clean all of this is. There are root cuttings in here, and you know, there's nothing growing, there's no mould, it's not dirty, it's not wet and soggy, it's just a really good environment. When you use cork, it is so much more sustainable. You are using a product that is growing. It's on a tree, it's growing, it can be harvested. If you use perlite or vermiculite, you're digging it out of the ground. So if you change over, it is so much better for the environment. Yes, fractionally more expensive than the perlite and the vermiculite, but you don't use as much. So pro rata, it's the same cost.
We've been going to Gardeners World Live since 1992 when it first started, 34 years ago.
The people are enthusiastic. They really enjoy having all of the specialist nurseries up at the show, and that is the key thing that really drives us, is the enthusiasm of the people who are coming to visit.
Well, Rob, you're here. It looks fantastic.
Thank you.
You've always produced these wonderful plants, but I'm fascinated by this cork business.
Yep.
Because I've never used cork. And are you just using it on the surface, or are you mixing it in?
You can mix it in with the plants that like a drier compost. This finer one we use for the plug plants, mainly for the surface, on top of the plugs.
So you're capping it in the same way that I might spread vermiculite?
Yeah, exactly the same. The bigger grade, 4 to 5 mil, we actually use for seeds. They'll actually push through it nice and easy.
So you have this loose, open surface. And I believe that the cork has an antifungal property, is that right?
That's correct, yeah.
Now, I do know, as perhaps not everybody does, that cork, it is the bark of an oak, that is produced sustainably. I mean, it's every 10 years or so, isn't it?
Yes, that's correct.
And very skillfully cut off.
Yes.
And of course, wine corks come from exactly the same source.
They do indeed.
So in theory, what you're describing is a completely sustainable product.
Yes, because the wine bottles have got metal tops now, not cork.
I'm really impressed by the way that you and Rosie are constantly thinking about how to adapt and to change.
She's always been the same from when we first started 30 years ago. She's always looking for ways to work with nature.
I agree, and look at the plants. I mean, they are fabulous. I like the look of lots of your plants here, but in particular, I make a new woodland area.
Right.
I've got some Aruncus.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, I like that dwarf. I think it's Horatio. Is it Aruncus?
Correct,
Horatio?
yes.
Would you say that would work well? It's a light dappled shade, fairly wet?
No, that's spot on. Not so much wet. It likes a reasonable soil, but not too heavy and wet.
I think we may be talking business.
I like that.
Good. This is just perfect.
There we go.
And I have to say, they look fabulous plants. And now, of course, I want to go home and plant them.
Sounds a good idea to me.
Yeah, nice to see you.
Cheers,
Okay,
all the best.
This year, Gardeners World Live celebrates 10 years of APL Avenue, Association of Professional Landscapers. And it's here that they highlight the creativity and wonderful ideas that you can take home and use in your space. This garden has been inspired by Lancashire's historic mills, and it is celebrating reclaimed material. Its central feature is this raised bed for both vegetables and fruit, with this gorgeous apple tree as a beacon right in the middle. Great if you've got children, they can come and garden with you, pick the strawberries there at their height. This raised bed has considered wildlife as well, so I love the fact that around the back here are some holes ready for solitary bees. Here, the designer has created a water feature with the water being collected into this lovely pond here with a marginal plant. But if you imagine at your own home, this rain chain was coming off of your roof and you was collecting it into a water butt, that would really give you water saving as well as making a great design feature. Having colour in our gardens is something that we aspire to have all year long. And we work so hard to have it in our borders. But if you want to cheat a little, paint your fence, paint your walls, and you can have colour all the time. The boundary on this garden is so different because it's using native wild hedging, and that's going to increase biodiversity immediately within any space. And the materials have been used differently here, so again reclaimed, but I really like this enclosed brick area, certainly framing the growing area because it's going to radiate more heat into the fruit and veg, which is obviously going to make it grow that much quicker.
What strikes me about Gardeners World Live is the variety of the gardens, and exhibitors often get inspiration from something that's dear to them. There's one enthusiast who's creating his first ever showcase garden. At home he's got miniature trains in his garden and he's bringing them to the show.
It's been a lifetime of playing with trains, from model railways. I'm very fortunate now to have a wonderful garden railway, and now it's teaching people to drive full-size trains as well, as a full-time career and as a hobby. I'm Andrew Christie. I am the little schoolboy that grew up to be a train driver. We were very fortunate to visit Gardeners World Live last year, and we found beautiful borders, and I thought, quite tempted to do something here. So, walking around the rest of the displays, then the penny dropped. Maybe I could bring a train to Gardeners World Live, and that would be a lot of fun. The bigger the train you have, the more larger radius you need. So what would have been a 3 metre by 1.5 metre bed has now turned into a plot of 11 metres by 15. So that's what we're bringing to Gardeners World Live. So I came up with the idea that the garden will have two sections. One will be real-world plants, things that you see on the line side. A lot of things that I see on the line side when I'm driving trains around the country get missed in shows. You see some really small, wonderful plants and flowers, but you don't see them in a show garden because they're either classed as a weed or they're not attractive enough. I thought I'd try and include some of that line side foliage that you see. And then the second bed will feature more on dwarf planting, things that will complement the size of the garden railway trains that we're bringing along. My wife Louise, she's really the superstar at planting the garden. I've just come along and played trains and put my bits of bonsai in. All planting has to be approved sometimes. So, no, it's just been a bit of fun. It's nice to share the space and being outdoors together and just being here.
So we bought this olive tree about 8 years ago with our wedding money. We wanted a focal point for the garden, and it's framed by this dry stone wall that Andrew created, a Mediterranean-inspired planting. I grew up on the east coast of Spain, and to have olive trees in our garden is a dream come true, really. Never thought that they'd thrive the way they have, but we've really sort of read up on how to plant Mediterranean beds. So it's a mixture of sort of bog standard garden soil with a lot of sand and gravel for drainage.
So the olive tree gave the inspiration for the name, really. All railways have a name, so I decided to go with the olive branch tramway. We wanted to have a few Mediterranean plants, and this pistachio has been brilliant.
This is actually surprisingly hardy. The olive trees occasionally do lose their leaves in the winter, especially if there's a cold wind. But the pistachio just keeps going. It doesn't bear any fruit, unfortunately, because that's my favourite nut, but it does smell of pistachio when you prune it. Yeah.
Nice.
It's nice and fresh. Yeah. The planting list we put together based on what we have in the garden. We know what grows well, we know what looks good, sort of line side on the miniature railway. So we've very much based that garden on what you can see here in our own garden at home.
So we've got here is a Japanese larch, which I found at the Malvern show, and I actually just love it. I love how you got the single trunk and then a bit on top. Something like this you'd find on the line side where they've been cutting and clearing vegetation. The lower branches have gone and they wait to close the line to then fell the tree on the line and then chop it up and to remove it. But I just love it, so I shall be planting that one there.
So this is quite an unusual alpine lobelia. So you'd normally associate lobelia with being hanging basket plants, but this one is a cute little alpine with tiny little leaves, beautiful delicate white flowers, and that will go perfectly trackside. It will just gently flow over the brickwork and just bring some nice softness to the rough edges. This is a miniature hebe with tiny little leaves. It's mound forming, so it'll produce a really nice shape. The small leaf plants are in keeping with the scale of the railway, just to make it look a little bit realistic. So alongside the bonsai, it's just to keep the theme going throughout this raised bed here.
So this is my gauging carriage, and it's basically to make sure that there's not too much greenery touching the side of the train as it passes. Because too much, you might actually derail it, and then you cause damage to your trains. Also, it's just nice to... It gives you a chance to look down the line and make sure if there's any other jobs to do. There's always jobs to do. There we go. Like any railway, you get leaves on the line. So it's just good to give it a good brush, get all the excess debris, fallen leaves. And then, last of all, what I'll do, I'll just hoover out the points here to make sure it all works perfectly. It's not every day people get out and hoover their gardens, but it's got to be done. Good stuff. Right. The problem that I have as a train driver, you're very busy doing, and you're very busy here, there and everywhere, but there's no end product. You haven't made anything, you've just delivered. It's a collective of what I love. I love being outside, I love playing with the garden railway, I love steam engines, I love nature, I love planting. Really, it's to show people what is possible and also celebrate 30 years of having a good time.
Andy and Louise, congratulations, a gold on your very first garden, and it's huge to get a gold.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, we're very, very proud.
Has it gone as planned?
I think so. There have been challenges along the way, but yeah, a lot of hard work's gone in, and we're going to enjoy it now.
I'm noticing there's a lot of alpines here. Have you got any advice for growing them?
They're lovely creeping sort of plants. They grow quite slowly. They're really maintenance friendly, so they hardly need any looking after.
What would you say is the best bit about this garden for you?
I love the water feature just here and the track behind us. The roses and the foxgloves are at their best right now, so that's added a lovely pop of colour.
So it's not just about gardening, and it's not just about trains, it's about merging that together. And I think we've got that quite well here.
Louise, is there anything horticulturally that's been a challenge?
We've used wildflower turf
in
the sort of line side section. That was quite a challenge to grow. It arrived very short, only a few weeks ago, so that's been sat on our warm driveway and it's been watered a lot.
You've done this on this scale. Would you go bigger and do it again?
Ooh.
I think we do it again.
Defo, yeah.
Bigger, I'm not sure.
Well, I think it's absolutely wonderful. I love enjoying both parts of the garden, and congratulations again on your gold.
Thank you very much.
Oh, there's a 9:25 to London.
What I like about the showcase gardens is they're full of ideas, but they feel accessible.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I like the fact you go in, you see something, and you can quite literally do it in your own garden. So on that note,
should we go and have a look?
Yeah, let's go and have a look.
I think this is right up my street, all right? It's called Dark Side of the Bloom, which has got to be Dark Side of the Moon by Pink Floyd.
Ah, music. Music in gardens.
Yeah, and do you know what? I use music to inspire, so I put music on, I make little playlists, and that drives atmosphere of the gardens.
Of course, you know me. I'm just looking at the flowers as you're saying that. Got the digitalis, perennial.
Yeah,
lovely. Always coming back. Bit of dahlia as well, which is lovely. But you know, the thing is that the pop of the colours, because of the dark colours, it makes it really, it makes it really come up.
I'm listening, honestly.
You're not actually. You're not. You're on the music. I can tell. But look,
this would be lovely end of the day.
Well,
come down and do a little bit.
Do a little bit of jam. Get your set list out.
Oh, look at that. highway to Hellebore.
Born to be weed.
Born to be weed.
Come on. We've got
sure?
more to see. Otherwise, I'll lose you, won't I?
Yeah, it's great. Do you know what I love about this? The moment you come in, those beams over the top, and that sort of fencing, you feel safe. But also that dark colour becomes a canvas for the plants to sort of just pop off.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And also, the classic thing here, small space, turn the pavement on the diagonal, and it makes it feel bigger than what it is.
And drives the movement.
Yeah, very good. I wanted to show you this garden, Adam, because I was with the designer earlier, and this has been inspired by the fact that her father was blind. What she's done, which I think is really lovely, is showcase a garden that's using all the other senses.
This is clever though as well, isn't it? It's sort of, you know, we've got smell, taste, and even a little bit of sound.
Sound there.
That in itself, let alone the garden, is a great demonstration of gardens work with every single one of our senses.
Absolutely. And the thing is that, you know, sometimes we're so busy doing in a garden and looking to see what we've got to do, but what does it feel like? You know, the clever thing that she's done here is use the complementary colours so that even if you're partially sighted, you're going to see it a little bit better.
And again, it's tactile, the movement's nice and simple.
Yeah.
It's interesting, isn't it, that, you know, how many different gardens there are, but you experience them emotionally.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's great, isn't it?
Still amazes me.
Yeah, it is. Fantastic. Now, a few weeks ago, we put out a call for people coming to the show, and a young local couple answered. We asked them to show us their garden and how we might be able to help.
Hi Gardeners World, I'm Jessie and this is Bertie.
And I'm Josh, and welcome to our cottage garden in Stourbridge.
Obviously when you're little in the garden growing up, all the flowers seem really big and tall, because obviously you're really little. And I think when we were designing this garden, I kind of wanted it to feel like that. Hence the really tall flowers, the foxgloves, the delphiniums, you know, wanting to feel like you're in a fairy garden. We're also quite conscious that obviously we want to encourage pollinators to the garden, like when we're planting things. And I think that's one of the reasons that we've gone for so many foxgloves and so many different varieties of foxgloves, because they're just so good for the bees, aren't they?
As you can see, we've got a lot of stuff going on in here. A lot of this has now gone to the allotment because we grow a lot of veg for the allotment. In here we've got, at the moment, we've got some French beans, we've got cucumber, we've got a load of sprouts, never done sprouts before, and they've gone mad. And then what Jess got me from Chelsea Flower Show were these monster beetroots. They're going to be amazing. All the neighbours are always laughing at us because we're always in here, and like people see the light on at like 12 o'clock at night, and we're in here like planting stuff.
So one thing we do struggle a little with is, because of the garden being so long and narrow, and obviously a lot of the plants we have are sort of 6 foot tall, in the winds and the rain, and just by the end of the summer, you get a lot of leaning plants and they'll sort of grow into each other. Like this is an example of the storm last week. This poor delphinium snapped.
Jess really doesn't like all the gaps in the garden. What we'd really like to learn about is like the structure behind it and like how we can structure some of these plants a bit more. Give the foundation a little bit more breathing room, but also allow certain plants to come in that, you know, fill the borders enough so that, yeah, it makes both of us happy. So we're heading to Gardeners World Live today for the first time.
And hopefully we'll get some advice for the garden.
What's in here today?
Yeah.
Monty's over there. Oh, this looks nice.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
Hello. Is that Jess and Josh? Nice to meet you.
Hello.
I have been looking around here for some ideas for your garden. Can I show you some bits?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Come with me, come with me. First things first, windbreaks. This is a birch, but I think something like a hazel that you can coppice would maybe be a really good woody tree or shrub that would just break that wind up a little bit and protect some of your herbaceous plants.
Yeah, that'd be really pretty.
Be nice. You can keep it small then, and use the hazel to stake things, because that's the other thing. If you've got things falling over, you can make some stakes and get in early in the spring before things have fallen. The other thing I wanted to say was annuals. Do you grow annual flowers at the moment?
We have a bit of a battle in the greenhouse. I try and grow loads of veg.
Yeah.
Flowers. Lots of
Yeah. Well, I'm going to come down on Jess's side, and I think you should start growing sweet peas. Because with this, you can, again, using some sort of wooden structures, you can give height, so you're filling the space. Did you bring your wallets?
Just did.
Getting children interested in gardening is one of my passions. So, the Make a Meal Matter wheelbarrows are a highlight. It's a competition getting schools to transform a very small space creatively with edibles. The Graft Mensa has a tough job of judging. So, De Graft, if there's any youngsters watching us, they will recognise you from Newsround. But if I'm honest with you, I'm more interested in the fact that you got yourself an allotment.
I have. I've been on it for about just over a year, I want to say.
So, did you garden as a kid?
I didn't garden as a kid at all. However, we did this whole big documentary at Newsround and found that actually I come from a long line of farmers.
It's got to be in your genes.
Yeah, it's got to be.
So with your allotment,
yes,
you know, are you going to grow anything in particular or just everything? What are you going to do?
There is actually no rhyme or reason to anything that I'm doing. But right now, I think I'm just growing things that I know I like to eat, but also things that I know I like to give away. I give away so much because I get so excited to say, hey, I've just grown like my 50th courgette, take it please. So that's
and everyone's going, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Exactly. So you're getting into it, but you want kids to get into it as
Absolutely, big time. It's one of the most interesting things is a lot of our audience play games online where they're designing their own gardens and growing their own vegetables, but don't really have the connection of, wait, I can do all of that in real life. So a big part of what I'm doing now is showing them, hey, all those carrots you're growing online, you can grow them in real life. You can touch a real carrot.
So, the barrows. Yes. They're incredible.
They're insane.
It's a tuk-tuk, isn't it?
This is why I love my job and working with children, because you give them something small and they turn it into this big, amazing project. And I've been walking up and down just smiling like, they've done so well.
But I think what's great is that they've all taken it in a different direction. You know, there's a bolognese, they've got the ingredients, there's a curry, they're into planting.
They've already done a better job of growing things than I have.
Bless.
So, shout out to them.
Well, I hear that you're one of the judges.
I am.
Good luck with that, my friend.
I'm feeling the pressure, but I'll be a fair judge, Adam, don't you worry. Don't you worry about me.
It's finally time to see the feature garden this year, the Garden of Evolution. And even now, the suspense is killing me. It's behind a wall. I just can't wait to see this one.
Can I ask what you're doing? Hello. Oh my goodness. So these little critters keep piling up at one end, and once I found one in this pool over here, and they definitely shouldn't be in there, so I just wanted to corral them all over here.
Love it. And I love that you're showcasing plants that are non-flowering, because obviously the earlier plants didn't evolve flowers for a very, very, very long time.
Yeah.
And so to have this whole space full of ferns and cycads and even pines.
And no flowers at all.
No.
And it had to be accurate in that way. If we're looking for something which is around today, which is similar to something that would have been there, say, 375 million years ago, this is what it is. So we've got things like these horsetails, which we know were in the Devonian swamps.
Okay, can we have a wander?
Yeah. So this is our first amazing reconstruction. And this is one of these fish which is kind of on its way to becoming an amphibian.
And this would have been around at the same time as the equisetiums and the ferns.
Is that the posh
here.
name for those?
That's the posh name for those,
Okay,
yeah.
okay, so the horsetails are equisetiums.
Equisetiums, they're a fern, actually. They used to think they were a fern ally, but they really are a fern.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what's wonderful, is we're creating this kind of theatre which shows you what the ecosystem would have been like at this particular time.
Yeah. Some people at show gardens want them to look like a garden. I love that you've created a world.
Yeah. I don't want it to look too perfect either. So we're getting into the Carboniferous now, where we get these lovely tree ferns and actual trees. So we get kind of early conifers at this point in time. This is an extinction event we're just walking through here.
Okay, good
Quite a
to know.
profound one. We have to get
Great
through it quickly because
dying.
90% of things die if we stay here too long.
Really?
Then life picks itself back up again.
Okay.
But by the time we get to here, we're moving into the age of the dinosaurs, so into the Triassic, Jurassic, Cretaceous.
Yeah.
So now, this is where we get to the really exciting bit when we get flowering plants.
Okay.
And also it's exciting because we've got the garden designer and something, David Stevens. Have you met before?
We've met before.
Yeah.
Hello, David. How are you
guys,
doing?
lovely to see you. Have you enjoyed the garden?
It's lovely. It's a proper journey. It's
An
awesome.
amazing thing, 450 million years. We built it in 2.5 weeks.
We very quickly assembled a team with lots
We
of my
did.
colleagues from the University of Birmingham.
And I've learned a huge amount. So, I mean, I'm thrilled. The team is absolutely delighted. I mean, had to win the Best in Show, the Platinum.
Well, that was, I mean, I can't actually believe that, because this is the first time I've made a garden with David, of course, but to win Best in Show is just, I had to, when they told us I had goosebumps, I mean, it was just brilliant. The other thing I really want people to take away from this is that we're part of nature. And you feel in it when you're in a garden like this, but we're part of the story of life on Earth. We're not separate from it.
And the story, of course, doesn't stop here.
The story doesn't stop here at all. I think there's a glass of champagne waiting for us somewhere, David,
That
don't
sounds
you?
very reasonable to me.
I think go for a bottle.
Let's celebrate.
Yes, let's do it.
Come on then.
Obviously, Alice's garden is on a grand scale and takes a huge idea as a theme. But you don't have to do that to make a really strong point. This garden is called The Power of Pink Plants. And of course, pink probably has more variation in the plant world than any other colour. You go from almost white to almost red with touches of blue thrown in. And to see it put together, that pink en masse like this is really powerful. I mean, certainly it is the power of pink.
Hello.
Are you a fan of pink plants?
I love pink plants. On walls, clothing, I probably wouldn't go pink, but in gardens, I love pink.
I mean, I think this is a really good example of when you come to shows like this, you don't have to copy the whole garden, but you just take 2 plant associations or 2 or 3, a grouping, and think, oh, that looks really good. I could do that.
And all the different pinks. Pink is not just one colour, right?
No, there are lots of pinks. And therein lies a lot of discussion, but not now, because we have come to the end of today's show. Not, of course, the end of Gardener's World Live. That is on until Sunday, and I would certainly urge you to come here. But this is the last year at this particular location.
Yes, next year, which is also our 60th anniversary, Gardeners World Live is moving to Packington Estate, which is a 4,500 acre estate just down the road, so still very easy to get to, and a beautiful backdrop.
Wonderful
for a show.
backdrop. We will see you next year in the new location, and I will see you back at Longmeadow next week.
From all of us here, though, it's goodbye.
Bye-bye.
you.